Once upon a time, there lived a girl called Rapunzel. Rapunzel had been stolen from her parents when she was very young and imprisoned in a tower. At least she thought she was imprisoned. What actually happened is she was in the high-risk category for COVID, and she had been locked up for her own safety. There was no way out. The only sort of light in the room was a window, and even if she could get out, all the hairdressing in the land was shut, as it was seen as a non-essential business, so they couldn't cut her hair, which was getting longer and longer and longer. She used to stare at the window and dream that one day a prince would come and rescue her. A few weeks went past, and she had hooves on the path outside. She ran to the window. Sure enough, it was a prince. She leaned out the window and waved. The prince turned to wave back, and when he did, he fell in love with Rapunzel. Because she was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen, and he was the most handsome man that she had ever seen. "My lady," he said, "what is your name? Can I come up and meet you?" "Rapunzel," she said. "What is yours?" "Prince Charming," he said. "Now, can I come up and meet you?" Rapunzel looked at her hair. I have an idea, but before you do, I have something to ask of you." "Is it a quest?" said Prince Charming. I would slay a dragon for you if you ask it." "No, nothing like that," said Rapunzel. "I only wish to know, have you the COVID test?" "I am a prince," said Charming. "I do not need a COVID test." "It is precisely because you are a prince and stand to inherit the throne that you need a COVID test. You need to set a good example for your people." Because the prince loved Rapunzel so much, he went off and had a COVID test. He came back a few days later. "I've had a COVID test," he shouted up to Rapunzel, who was waiting at the window expectantly. "And it's negative. Now can I come up and see you?" Rapunzel was just about to let her hair down when she had a thought. "Are you wearing PPE?" The prince laughed. "I do not need to wear personal protective equipment. I am a prince." "It is precisely," said Rapunzel, "why you need to wear personal protective equipment. You need to set a good example for your people when you inherit the throne." Again, because the Charming loved Rapunzel so much, he went and got PPE. He had promised her. She had promised him that if he wore it, she would let him up and they would be happy together. He came back wearing a mask, a visor, and gloves. She smiled to herself. This is it. She was just about to let her hair down again when Rapunzel had the thought. "Are you carrying a hand gel? And have you washed your hands?" She asked the prince. I do not need to wash my hands or carry hand gel. I am Prince. Rapunzel sighed. It is precisely because you are Prince that you need to wash your hands and carry hand gel. You need to set a good example to the people of your kingdom. Again, because Prince Charming loved Rapunzel so much, he went off and got some hand gel and washed his hands. When he returned, Rapunzel rushed to the window excitedly and began to let her hair down. Prince Charming caught her hair and climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed. With every new climb, Rapunzel's heart leapt. This is it, he thought, my happily ever after, all I ever wanted. Finally, after what seemed like an agonizing wait, Rapunzel helped the prince over the ledge. However, when she saw him close up, she thought he was the most ugliest prince she had ever seen. He was so ugly, she wondered what princes could be that ugly. She took a step back. The prince saw her take a step back and said, What? What is it? I am a prince. I can give you money. I can give you power. You can be beloved by your people. I can marry you and make you very happy. Rapunzel said, I'm sorry, this is not going to work. But why? Cried the prince. You are a dark-haired prince. I like blondes, said Rapunzel. Now please leave. This has been a big mistake. This is not gonna work at all. As the prince climbed down the tower, Rapunzel breathed a sigh of relief. Weeks passed. Rapunzel thought they would never get out of there. Then came news that the entire village was being vaccinated against COVID. As Cinderella was being taken to get vaccinated, why is Cinderella here? This is my story, said Rapunzel. Get out! As Rapunzel was being taken to get vaccinated, she thought, this is better than any prince. Finally, this is my happily ever after.